When John Glenn got hungry during his 3-orbit flight in 1962, he simply opened the visor on his helmet and popped a high-energy tablet into his mouth. This pill, a few sips of water, and an occasional squeezing of baby food from a toothpaste container were more than Glenn actually needed for the 4.5 hours he was in orbit. The purpose of the meal was to find out whether man could even eat in a weightless condition. Mealtime aboard those early Mercury flights was hardly more than a light snack. Yet even at that, it was considerably more sophisticated than the brown paper bag and thermos diet common to the earliest in-flight feeding during World War II. Since 1961, food scientists have been hard at work studying and developing space foods and measuring their effects upon man. The problems, even for short flights, have been enormous. Yet as we continue to launch longer and longer missions into space, entirely new considerations must be met and dealt with in planning and providing food for space travelers. How space food scientists are doing this is our story today on Science Reporter. Hello, I'm John Fitch, MIT Science Reporter. Today we're at the U.S. Army Labs in Natick, Massachusetts, where the National Aeronautics and Space Administration is supporting considerable research into the problems of space feeding. The care and feeding of an astronaut is by no means a simple proposition. Elaborate provisions must be made for a life support system in which man can not only just stay alive, but can also function effectively while in space. The temperature, both in the cabin and inside the spacesuit, must be kept within critical tolerances. The astronaut must have oxygen to breathe, and there must be systems capable of removing carbon dioxide, toxic gases, and other waste matter. There must be an adequate supply of water, and the astronaut must have food. In many ways, this is the most challenging problem, since the amount he needs depends somewhat on what he has to do. Furthermore, he'll have no stove or refrigerator, no garbage disposal, and only a limited amount of space in which to store what food he will require.